What's going on, Doe fam? Back with another video. Hope you guys had a good weekend. For today's video, I'm covering Bitcoin as well as for today's base native coin of the day. It's Virtuals. I really want to cover you guys the Virtuals token because it's pretty much one of the largest tokens on base chain. It's the largest AI coin launchpad token on base chain, as well as just for technical analysis wise, it's looking really good and a really bullish setup because as you can see, we've had a nice little higher high, and ideally we get a higher low. And yeah, so when it comes to the video, I'll definitely be covering virtuals at the end of the video. But first of all, introduction, I'm Dope Oxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap, so be sure to follow those pages. Like and subscribe, ring the bell, do all that. Also, to make sure to comment down below all the base native coins you guys want me to cover. I'm covering one base native coin every day. As you can see, it's a whole range of different tokens. Basically, the only requirement really is comment down base native coins that initially launched on base chain and are building on base chain, because I'm a base maxi and I pretty much purely just cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as the base chain ecosystem, since I pretty much doubled down on the base chain ecosystem as of pretty much like end of 2023. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, Bitcoin had a red day as of today, and it's looking like it wants to go below. I guess when it comes to that, like early May, I did expect a dip, albeit I thought Bitcoin would probably hit the 100K region, but it looks like we did not get that. So when it comes to that and like my arbitrary structure line, it doesn't necessarily have to be correct on the price, but if we pull it back, it's sort of looking like where I would probably most likely see it for the foreseeable future. I do expect in the short term a nice dip to the 90K region. Reason being is seasonality wise, May is generally a higher low kind of way, where we're probably going to get a higher low early to mid May and then rampage out of that and initiate the leg up. And we're sort of pretty much overdue for a higher low because, as you can see, let me just get this out of the way. We're pretty overextended right now. We haven't had a nice decent 10% correction as of yet, and we can expect massive corrections before the massive leg up. So as you guys can see here, during this leg up to the upside on our previous massive macro leg up, we did have massive corrections, and pretty much our correction before the massive leg up to the upside was about an 8 to 9% drawdown. So if we expect the same for Bitcoin as of now, we can expect anywhere from really like 92K down to 88K. And when it comes to that, like my base case would definitely be around the 90K region or so. I'll show you guys confluence on why that is the case, but base case is definitely have a higher low this month. Looks like we didn't get the 100K region like I initially thought, but when it comes to structure, it's looking like we are going to get a dip early to mid-May, and ideally it is a higher low. I do not want to see Bitcoin make new lows. Example, if Bitcoin makes like a massive crash down to new lows May to June, yes, the bull market is probably over. But nonetheless, nothing has been confirmed as of yet for like there's no reason to consider that the bear market is starting, and there really is zero reasons for that. So when it comes to that, base case is definitely a higher low during May, and then ideally we see that leg up to the upside, and I'll show you guys confluence on why that is the case. For total coin market cap, same thing. It's looking like we're getting that rounded top, and ideally we get a 3 drive down low ABC correction to the higher low, and then we can make our way up there, and pending what Bitcoin does, most likely be a higher low, and then we'll have that massive macro drive up to the upside. For liquidity, we had quite a bit of liquidations as of the past 24 hours. Liquidations was at 200 million, which was 30% over the previous day, and we're actually getting some liquidations getting built up at the 94.7K region, as well as the 93K. So we're having a lot of longs and shorts. When it comes to Bitcoin open interest, semi-bullish, because if you zoom in on the open interest, we're actually having a nice little divergence. So as you can see, the last time we were at this open interest range, it was back in 28th of April, and if you look at the price was actually 92.8, pretty much like 92.9K. So we're having a higher price, but we're actually having a lower open interest, so which is really good to see. So as you guys can see how the price is higher, but the open interest is the same. So really bullish on that. It just means there's less leverage in the markets. Majority of the spot bidding is actually driving the price up, which is really good to see. Long to short ratio is actually ticking back up again. Looks like we had a higher low on the long to short ratio. So it just seems to me we're just sort of just driving out of that phase. And most likely the 12 hour is probably going to start printing blue soon. Let me just refresh that again. Never mind. So it looks like we just like bombed down. I'm not sure if that's bugged out or not. We're just going to have to see for tomorrow's video. I'm not actually sure if that's bugged out. But either way, if we look at the 12 hour, which is more accurate, as you can see, we're still grinding sideways and still red. And if you look at previous times, it's pretty much like the most extended period where the majority of the market has been short, and the last time we have had an extended period was back in the bear market lows. So pretty good to see, because it pretty much just shows the majority of the market is either offside or shorting the market, and they do not want the market to go up, or they're just really convinced otherwise that most likely it's not going to pump. So that's really good for us, because it just means there's less people participating in the markets, and most likely the most pain is probably to the upside. Our next tweet is by Cointelegraph. So we're actually having Ethereum's Pectra upgrade that's coming May 7th, which just happened to be the same day as FOMC, which is pretty interesting. Let's see if that like initiates Ethereum's run. When it comes to my thoughts around it, pretty much every time we've had an upgrade this cycle for Ethereum, it's been seldom news event. This time it could be different because Ethereum is sort of in the gutter price wise. So let's see. I'll keep track and relay the charts to you guys. But pretty much like every time an upgrade has happened for Ethereum, it's pretty much turned out to be a seldom news event. So be cautious around that. Next one is by CW. So as you can see, the golden cross of the sub indicators is imminent in the altcoin market cap 1 weekly chart. A full scale rally will begin. As you can see, we're having the MACD and RSI crossing over to the bullish side, so most likely the MACD is going to flip upwards as well as the RSI. And generally, every time that happens, we've had a massive leg up. When it comes to this, like it's very valid, but I think the price target is probably exaggerated, because as you can see, he thinks the market cap excluding Bitcoin is going to go from 1 trillion to like technically the 20 trillion range, which is a 20x from here. I don't think it's going to go that high. Probably like at best 5 to 10x. But nonetheless, we can expect a pump, and our base coins will most likely go up because of that. So at the very least, we're going to see that RSI trend over, MACD trend over, and yeah, so looking very good. I do expect higher prices for mid to late end of this year, but the 20 trillion era is probably exaggerated, and my base case is definitely not that high. Next tweet is by Decojar. This is just an update from his chart he made back in May 2nd. So Bitcoin looking good here. Bullish trend appears fully recovered. However, when this move is finally exhausted, which it looks like it is, pull back to 90k would be the key area to hold as support. So as you can see, we went up to 97k, and now we're getting that retracement. Ideally, we hold 90k, and especially that moving average. So that moving average has probably gone up a bit. But this orange line is also another moving average, which is around the 90k region. And ideally, we hold the 90k region and then bounce from there, which would be a great higher low for Bitcoin. And it just gives me more confidence that most likely we do have that macro drive leg up to the upside, and confirm that doubling in price of Bitcoin very soon. So looking really good. Charts are looking great. When it comes to the base native coin today, virtuals, I really wanted to cover you guys virtuals because one, it's one of the biggest base native coins on base chain. 2, it is the biggest AI launchpad coin. So if you want a really good risk to reward token, and that's a high beta of base chain as well as AI, virtuals is a pretty good bet, because I guess when it comes to like security side and I guess ruggability, it's already listed on Binance. So when it comes to that, it's like very, very unlikely it can be rugged. Of course, none of this financial advice, none of this is financial opinion. This is just my own opinion, and I'm just relaying what I see on the charts to you guys. So when it comes to that, let me just zoom out a bit. As you can see, the virtuals chart had a massive retracement from pretty much back from January. So as you can see, it went down all the way to pretty much 90%, 91% retracement. And if I just scale out from here, it actually dipped below the previous accumulation range before it had that massive blow off top. And it's good to see, because we went briefly down below it, which just shows it was a deviation. We retested the accumulation range as support, and now we're blowing back up again. So, which is really good to see. So what I would like to see now is definitely a higher low for the Virtuals coin, and then we can start driving up and making a new, pretty much another parabolic top. So when it comes to that, Virtuals is really good, and when it comes to pretty much like accumulating, I would probably just wait right now because we just had that massive wave up to the upside. And let me just get the Fibonacci tool out. So when it comes to that, like a good spot to start reaccumulating would definitely be below the 1 billion region. So I don't expect like only I would probably expect like a larger than a 20% correction because it has gone up. Let me see from the bottom. From the bottom, it's gone up 300% in the matter of how many days is that? In a matter of 21 days, it's gone up 300%. So I do expect a correction, like maybe even like up to 50%. So when it comes to minimum accumulation targets, I would probably start bidding around the $1 billion region because that will probably most like definitely be a strong support. Because as you can see, we tested as resistance back here, tested as support. So ideally, like the most bullish case for Virtuals is actually holding that $1 billion region. I don't think it'll hold it because it has just gone up so quickly and so much in a matter of only 20 days. So that's pretty much my only, like, I guess, evidence to suggest that we're probably going to go dip below $1 billion briefly, and then we can have a massive wave up, especially if Bitcoin and Ethereum starts making waves. So very bullish on Virtuals token. It still is the number one AI token on base chain, and of course, if you guys think AI will come back, Virtuals will definitely come back and probably come back with a vengeance and most likely breach that 3.3 billion all-time high, especially because it's on Binance and it'll most likely get listed on Coinbase soon, probably in the next few months because it's one of the biggest tokens on base chain. So it's sort of a missed opportunity if Coinbase doesn't actually list Virtuals, but I think it's very likely. The team's doxed, and I probably going to assume that Virtuals have already spoken to the Coinbase team and have initiated that listing process. So that's all to the video, guys. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want me to cover any other base native coins. I'm always like noting down what coins you guys are listing, and I'll be definitely covering all of you guys on those coins. So be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and do all that. But I appreciate it for you guys watching the videos. I've been doing daily videos and I'm trying to be consistent and hope you get some value out of them. But yeah, that's all to the video, guys. Peace.